Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 1 of Is This Really Happening with Chase Mercer. I am, guess who? Chase fucking Mercer. So, this is a topic that has just smacked me right in the face. I'm 23, and I'm realizing very, very quickly, us 20-year-olds don't know shit. We don't know dick about fuck. Right? That's exactly. And if you aren't there yet and you're in your 20s, then you haven't been in the shit yet. Because the more and more and more that I keep doing this thing, not this podcast, obviously this is the first one, but the more that I keep going out there and just kind of experiencing the world, it gets colder, bro. Like, it gets harder, it gets more complicated. It's all that stuff that your parents told you when you're growing up, and you were like, yeah, whatever, I'm invincible, like it matters, I'll get through whatever. Yeah, then you get out here, and it's hard as shit. But, and again, that could be just because I had a shitty couple of days. Take that with a grain of salt. I totally understand that. Because, for example, I have my boots on right now, and I can't look at these things because they got ruined at the place that I work with. I was walking into work, and I said, yeah, just give me a sec. I'll check on your machine right there. I work in the maintenance and engineering department. And I was like, fuck it. I'll just go over there and look at it right now. As soon as I go over there, I accidentally kick a bucket, and a shit ton of ink just splatters all over my boot. So I have one brown boot that looks like a boot, and I have one blue boot that looks like a Smurf jerked off and cum just cum all over it, just came all over it. So I've got half a pair of boots. Okay, oh, Papa Smurf, you done it again, you piece of shit. But, and then on top of that, it was just everything that could have gone wrong, machine-wise, went wrong. And for me, again, I'm 23, so like I said before, we don't know shit. I don't know anything. We're still learning. We're still practically like babies. We're like grown-ass babies, right? Like, we're just figuring it out. Just feeling our way through this world, like, oh, I guess I could try that, maybe this job. No, okay, how about I'll just go to college, I'll just do this. So, we're just figuring shit out. And for me, that makes it really tough on the long end of that, because when you have a kid, and I have a 6-year-old, and, you know, he's got to be in the frontal lobe every second of your mind. Like, in my mind, every second of every day. Ugh. And it's just, I get these episodes where I just freak the fuck out, because I'm just sitting there worrying, like, oh my gosh, if I fuck up, or I do one thing wrong, or if anything happens that's negative at work and could potentially put me in a bad, line of sight from someone else, then we're fucked. We're out. We're done. Like, that's it. And all of that comes on the shoulders of a 23-year-old kid who's still figuring shit out, who has no idea what he wants to do with his life, no idea where to go, where to funnel any of this drive. Hence, Is This Really Happening? Podcast, right? You guys are cheaper than a therapist. How's that sound? Right? You watch this, I give you my shit. Maybe you can relate to it, maybe you can't. And honestly, I hope you never do, because that stress freaks me out so bad. Like, I mean, I probably should go see somebody about it, and I will, because that's what you do, right? Because no one just actively has maybe an episode like that, like I did. I had it yesterday. I had it 2 days in a row, and couldn't talk to anybody on the phone. My sister, my mom, my dad. I couldn't talk to anybody, and I just made the big decision. So all of this negative shit happened at work, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, it would happen on my shift where I wasn't, I haven't been trained over there. I have a little experience, like a year of doing this stuff and some schooling, but I didn't complete the degree. I did like a year of school or so. The boss I was needed someone to work for his company that he was at. I said yes. Obviously, the second half of that degree probably was the important part, which would have taught me all of that. So then we get lumped into this, thrown in there because I gotta make money because I have a child and we gotta get through this, and that's your job as a dad, to provide and to be there for him and to do everything you can for him. And it honestly makes me super, super sad that I'm in a spot where I have to think that I'm not good enough to be his father. And it's just like, it's just like I said, it's like I'm 23, man. I don't know what's going on. It's just me by myself. I decided that since I was going to pursue the podcast, I was going to pursue, I do Twitch on the side. I do a bunch of side hustles when I do my main hustle, trying desperately to profit from them, just so I could have even just a vague safety net, just something around me. And then that's the other thing too they don't tell you when you're 23. Shit doesn't happen like that, right? Like the more that I realize every day that it's not going to happen the way that those YouTube people tell you it's going to happen, right? Most of the time it's going to be like, okay, I got to put in, not necessarily, I'm not worried about hard work. Hard work is different than what I'm talking about right here. I just want to get that out of the way. I work hard. I know how to work hard. When I find something that I love, that I'm there for, I'm in, right? And I'm there busting my ass for it. If it's at work, I'm staying late, I'm going in early. You call me, I'm going in. Because, yes, I learned from that. Yes, I get paid for that. And on top of that, it won't happen again because I just learned how to do it, right? So it's a win-win for everybody. So hard work isn't the problem here. It's just that I jumped in way too fucking early. So like another big stressor that I just had is that I decided to buy a 2-bedroom apartment, right? Not buy, but rent one, and make a whole studio room for it, right? Which was a great idea. It was great because all of this I had ready to go. And then, whoa, computer just fries itself. That's not bullshit. The computer decided to say, fuck you, the moment it got in here. I was able to record some audio with my buddy, Adam. He lives in Oklahoma. I was able to record some podcasts with him, put it on our friendship podcast called Gently Buzzed Podcast. It's on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to this shit. And honestly, it went really well. Like, the audio is great. Everything about it is great. It's just that the video that I was recording, it like not in the middle of the good episode, but in the other episodes we did, probably 2/3 of the episodes we did were fucked because my computer decided to go shit itself and killed the audio, killed the video. And so anything we have that was there was just either sputtering and intermittent, and and I understand that my computer has probably a whole lot to do with it because when we bought it, it was just something I could buy in the moment. And then this was 2.5 years ago. It was something I could then get. I got 2 years to get a new one, to worry about it. I got a long time before I got to worry about it. Well, that long time showed up a couple days ago. And so now I was fully ready to just be doing this all the time, working, grinding, working my ass off, doing everything I have to do to get me to a place where I want to be in life. And I've realized slowly as well that in your 20s, everyone thinks it's that BMW. Everybody thinks it's that nice-ass house. Everybody thinks it's that nice YouTube life. But the same troubles that you're going through and that what I'm going through with these panic attacks or stress attacks or whatever you want to call it is the same thing they're going to go through. I was watching a podcast with Jake Paul, who has that giant-ass $10 million mansion, who does all his crazy stunts, has all his friends there. And he was saying how that house, when he got there, felt so big, so empty, so lonely, and just everything was just meh. Like, no nothing, nowhere, like, what now, That was right after his win from that big boxing match. I mean, who knows? It could have been the punches to the head. I don't know. But it just goes to show that not only is it an issue for, like, regular Joes, but it's also, even if you have that $1 million YouTube life, you're still going to have that same shit, right? So it's not money that I'm going for when I mention success. It's waking up every day with a smile on my face, being happy, right? And understanding that if I put in this hard work into what I'm doing right now, one, I'm satisfied because I'm doing something I love to do, not based on money or any other bullshit that the media tries to put on me, but because I genuinely like to do this. And since I genuinely like to do this, it gives me the drive to continue to do it every day, right? I don't know what that is for me. I don't know what that is for you. I don't know how to find it. I can't offer that advice because I haven't done it myself. I don't know. But I do know that that's the goal that I want. That is exactly what I need. I don't care if I make shit money. Like, if I'm happy, I'm happy. But, and again, that's easy to say at 23 if I didn't have a kid. Because then I would just go fucking work something simple. Just keep it as simple as possible. Be like, fuck pay. I don't care about pay. But now I'm in this 2-bedroom apartment. I have responsibilities now, and I have a son that I have to take care of. And it's during a quarantine. So, like, I've never had, like, this shit stress storm just show up, but it showed up the last couple days. And I know the beginning thing was the boots, but fuck those boots. I don't care about these boots. Boots are replaceable. Right? That's not going to, even if I got a new pair, it's not going to make me feel any better. It's not going to get rid of the shitstorm. So, I just am going off, and that's why those showed up first. But anyway, that's all I'm looking for. And that's all you should be looking for too, is that thing that makes you wake up every day with that smile, ready to go and ready to better yourself through what you're doing. And if hopefully, like I want to do, better the lives of people around. So if I'm happy and I'm satisfied with what I'm doing every day, and I'm going out there with a positive attitude and a positive mindset, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not ruining anything. All I'm doing is giving genuine positivity back to other people. Even if you don't know that you're doing it. Like, you could just be, oh, hi, how you doing? There's a girl. Not a girl. She's a woman. She's a full-grown woman. Her name's Irene, okay? She is at work, she's our cleaning lady. And, at first I didn't talk to her. She's doing her thing. And then I would show up and this is all I would do. I'd go, hi, Irene, with that tone. Hi, Irene. And she would go, hello, Chase. And then she would have a smile, I'd have a smile, and then boom, that whole dynamic of that day just shifted dramatically. That whole day just changed for the both of us. I'm like, yeah, I am bringing good to the world. Oh, how are you doing, Irene? Oh, human connection, that positivity, that kindness, right? That transcends everything. Like when I get that with other people, I'm like, man, that is so good. That is so good for me. It's so good for them. It's just like, I never ever want to bring negativity or any other emotion to anybody else except for that nice, calm gesture. So, Irene, how are you doing today? Hi, Irene. Hello, Chase. So it's just like that's something that's simple that you would never would have just, I guess, put in your head that you would have thought about could change the course of your day, of that person's day. It's just that's what I want. That's exactly what I want for my life, and obviously for you guys for listening to this. Because if you're lost in your 20s, I mean, don't feel bad. You're not alone. Like, everybody is, and if they're not, then they're lying. They're just trying to cover up the fact they don't know what they're doing, or that they don't want to be doing that, or they're ignoring their college debt. I don't know. I'm not those people. All I'm saying is that you got to do what makes you happy at the end of the day. Happiness is way more important than having that money that you have to stress over and take all that medicine for. And again, that's not me not backing medical advice by giving you medicine. That's why I'm going back to talk to somebody, because I need those. Because I'm not going to lie. Because out of control, Chase, is way harder to deal with than the Chase that I know that's in there, right? Who can buckle down, who can focus, who can be there for others while not having to constantly worry about himself or, have the nightmares are the worst. Like, I remember having like nightmares that were just, so you go to bed because you're tired or you're like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait to go to sleep and just sleep this day off. What happens when your nightmare turns into that, right? So I was like, I can't even, real life sucks. I was like, real life sucks and it's hard. And then dream life, it's even harder because it feels more real somehow. And it's just like, there's no escape, and it's just all of that just compounding into me. And it's just crazy amount of just information and stress that I just didn't know where to put or to do with. And then next thing you know, I'm on the phone in fucking tears and can't cry through. I can't even, it's just like I'm stuck in this like envelope, like this cloud around me that's just like, and I just don't know where to turn, like a jet in the clouds with no direction. And then, eventually it gets to a point where you're going to crash into something because you can't, you have no direction. And I'm just trying to get there, and it's harder than, honestly, I would have thought. Because, like I said, usually when you're in your 20s, you're invincible. You just, nothing hurts you, man. So that's what, you can, what is it Dana Carvey says? You look at you pound those beers, chug that, and wake up fresh, Like you're invincible. Like, nothing's going to fucking stop me. Nothing's going to do this. Nothing's going to do that. Well, looks like the world isn't so easy. And that was hard to find out. That was hard to swallow. But, again, I don't know about you, but for me, another really good way to kind of get around that is to pray. I love God to death, and I'm just searching. I'm like, I know that there's something, like in the back of my head. I'm like, there's something out there. I don't know what it is. I wish to goodness he would just, you go like, God, just tell me. Speak it right now. Just, tell me what you want me to do. And I'll do it. I remember asking that prayer over and over and over. But I think maybe that's just part of being this age. Because then the moments, the impact, everything means more. It means more to you than it would if it was someone else, right? If someone else went there and told you, said, hey, you're going to be this. And then you were like, fuck you. It's not the same as if you make that solid decision for yourself. But, and again, I know that I have no idea what's going on in local news. I've tried to look it up. But, wait, I can look it up. But, there was some kind of stimulus about, what was it, free rent, and what? That's nuts. Free rent and $2,000 a month checks. What? You're telling me, if that's true, you're telling me they had all this money and they decided to just be like, I guess we could give it to them. Fuck, we pay taxes. We pay those taxes. Oh my goodness, I would shit myself. I would. If I just showed up, they're like, congratulations, you get free rent and $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. I'd be like, for one, how fucking long? And for two, when does it start? Just, no, you don't know yet? Okay. You were just spitting shit out your ass? Okay, perfect. That makes more sense. You know how much money that is? In billions of dollars? Which is a big fucking number. Like, when I type in 1 billion, I go, there's no way. There's no way. Even if I had just like every free moment in the world and they just were like, here's a check for $1 billion and put it in my bank, I probably would take me 200 years to blow it. And that'd be like spending huge amounts of cash every single day. So it's just like, it's so much money. And I'm hoping, because if it goes back, this is what I would do. If it goes back to me, if this happens, again, it's all hypothetical. I think this is probably old news, by the way. But as far as I knew, living rent-free was better than having to pay the $2,000 stimulus checks. So I watched a video on how it was cheaper. I can't remember who did it or what, but the numbers were vastly different. But if I had the free rent, that would definitely ease the burden of obviously living in an apartment that you just bought that I'm struggling to have, obviously. And so that would ease that. And then an additional income source to working would be phenomenal. I'd probably just put it away, and then that's all I would probably do. I'd probably just put it away. But again, the important part of that is like, great, you put the money away. You did good for yourself for that year. It allows everyone to get back on their feet, allow the markets to open back up. But you're missing the key part, which is that thing that makes you tick, the thing that you want to do every day. Like, oh, I'm going to wake up. What do I feel like doing today? Who do I want to change lives for today? Who do I want to talk positivity into today? And it's hard. It's hard to find that because it's not like it's written on a fortune cookie. You get it and you go, oh my gosh, there it is. It takes trial and error. Mostly trial by fire, to be honest. And then you shit out of luck? You don't find it? It's just a hard spot. And I know that a lot of people, even if you didn't need to hear it and you listened to it, awesome, because I had to tell somebody. I had to speak it out loud because shit was getting hard. It still is hard. And I know it's going to continue to get harder. That's how life works, I guess. So, unless it doesn't, I guess. And then maybe you have a good life and then you have a good job / career / thing you want to do with your life, I guess. And then, that's from Chris D'Elia, by the way. I stole that from him. It was on, which one was it? Chris D'Elia, The Man on Fire. That's how he describes love, I guess. But perfect analogy for what's going on here. But anyway, if I could just offer the last tidbit here, it's that even if you're lost, even if you feel inadequate, if you feel unimportant, if you feel any of those negativities, know that it's just, I'm telling it to myself too, that it's just in your head. You're good enough. You're successful enough. You're going to get through this. I know you will. We can do it together. And that you don't have to have it all figured out when you're 23 or in your 20s, to be honest. You could do that. You can just take a breath of fresh air, understand that you're valued, important, and that your life does have meaning. Even if it doesn't seem like you have a purpose or a drive right now. It's still there. You're still here. I'm still here. And we're going to do this together. Insert catchphrase I have to invent right here. But anyway, you guys are great. I love you. Stay safe. Stay in quarantine. Avoid that the COVID-19, that coronavirus. And you have a good rest of your, I guess it's the weekend. Holy shit. It's the weekend. Well, almost the weekend. Enjoy your almost weekend. Alright. Goodbye from Chase. Bye. Hey. Hey. Hey.